Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is quite about this opportunity, and I thank all of you who have just joined us to learn a lot more about our digital degree. I'm Deacon James Carbajal, the Chief Executive Officer for the Catholic Community Foundation, and I just feel absolutely blessed to be here today with esteemed colleague, talent that God has given us to provide this this service. This it's really a gift to community. But before we continue on, before I go a little more into a little bit about what this is, let's start with prayer. We should always start with, because all of this obviously comes from the Lord. So we begin in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Oh, good and gracious God, as always, when your people gather, we give you great thanks. Our hearts, especially now, are filled with gratitude because of your graciousness. You gave us all that we need to bring this digital giving tree to the people, your people of God here in the Diocese of Phoenix and beyond. We thank you for all the blessings you provide. We thank you for the mercy that you give to us. We ask you to bless each and every participant today. Open our hearts, our minds, so we could use this for the betterment of your people. And as always, Lord, we need you. We ask you for your assistance. Look deep in our hearts and answer our prayers, provided you're glorified. We ask all of this through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Well, again, thank you for joining us. It looks like we have quite a few people joining us now online. Again, I'm Deacon James Carbajal, the Chief Executive Officer for the Catholic Community Foundation, and we are pleased, I am pleased to offer this digital giving tree. You're going to hear details today that is going to make that relationship building, those aspects of our own development, make it so much easier. This was the brainchild, actually, we at the foundation knew, especially during this time of pandemic. I hate to keep bringing that up, but you know, I used to hear that necessity is the mother of invention. And knowing that the past year and a half had been difficult for us, we had to find a way. I think many of you know this in many parishes, other organizations, where you actually had a physical tree with tags on it. I know I see some nodding heads there. And what we did is took this one step further. You know, there was the fear of infection, truly, because of this COVID virus. And the foundation, always trying to connect gracious givers and grateful receivers, found a way. We partnered with the individuals from the not-for-profit Shop for a Cause to build this platform. Last year it was offered as a pilot. This year it is an absolute go live, and it has such functionality that will just impress. And I am truly blessed to be able to introduce the many individuals that made today happen. Again, we are blessed that you all joined us. Kyle or Catherine, would you like to flip the slides, and you can kind of we can advance today's program. We'd like to be mindful of your time, and keep in mind we are recording this, so you can refer to it in the future. But most of all, we're always available to help you. So again, here are here's some of the characters that will help you to really realize your needs and to make this available to all of your family members, your donors, those people that make your operation a lot easier. Kyle, I'll turn this over to you. Thank you much.
Need to get used to unmuting myself still. All right, so thank you, Deacon, and thank you for everyone attending here today to learn about this exciting opportunity. I'm going to start by introducing who will be presenting today. So obviously you've already met Deacon James, our CEO. My name is Kyle Felix, and I am the Chief Operating Officer for the foundation. And I've been very privileged to work with Shop for a Cause, David, and the rest of the team to develop this product over the last year, everything from functionality to how it looks. So it's been a very exciting process, and I'm excited to get into the details with you today. Next, we have David Newton. He is the Chief Technology Officer with Shop for a Cause, and he'll be running through the actual platform itself today. So he'll be giving the live walkthrough of how you can get your shop set up and get it live to your community. And then we have Catherine Aumann. She is the case coordinator for the foundation. She'll follow in the back end to really talk about the marketing component and how at the foundation we've created a marketing package that will really assist you and help you to deliver this to your community, communicate this to your community, because that is always one of the biggest challenges with any new program or new initiative is just getting the word out on how to use something. So we built something to help you do that, and I'll let Catherine talk about that as we move forward. So the problem, again, Deacon touched on this briefly in the beginning, is why did we come up with this platform? What were the factors or conditions that led to us thinking down this path? And ultimately, it's in our experience as a foundation, I think that's kind of led us down this path of what we've heard from donors, what we've heard from supporters of different organizations. And one of those things, as we see some giving trends change, I think partially because of changing demographics, people are looking for transparency. People are looking for that accountability element. And what Shop for a Cause does and a Giving Tree does, people are able to actually see how their contributions are being put to work. I think that's a great thing about this, is people to visualize their impact, to connectedness, that they are making a difference to the organization that maybe writing a check does not have, right? So it's a different way to appeal to different donors. And as demographics change, we actually see the younger demographics shift more towards this: what's actually happening with my money? What is the impact of my contribution making? And again, that visualization aspect of understanding that I purchased this backpack that will be used by a student creates that connectedness. And one of the top two reasons why a supporter stops giving to a parish, a charity, is because they don't know how their money is making an impact. They don't know how they are helping to make a difference. And again, this just makes at the forefront of making that connection, that digital bridge, as we like to say, between the donor and the organization. And of course, public safety, that's a big element. So this wouldn't have probably come about if it weren't for COVID, because a lot of parishes were closed last year, the giving season. A lot of people still weren't attending Mass at this time. So they were unable to go into the parish and see the physical giving tree. So they could not pick that tag physically. So I thought, how can we bring this to them that they could still participate from the comfort of their home? And that ultimately goes into the convenience factor. How many people would have participated had they remembered? I think we've all seen it where someone will take a tag from the tree and they just forget. They lost it. Life got in the way. They got busy, whatever it may be. And it just didn't work out for them. So now this is their supplemental way to get them to participate. And I think that's ultimately what we view this as, is a supplement to what you're currently doing. Maybe eventually this becomes a replacement, but I think as of now, this is really viewed as a supplement to what you're currently doing. So we're going to talk about how you can do that, but this just gives more opportunity. I think that's the biggest thing that we really want to highlight here. We did our pilot last year, as Deacon mentioned, and of our respondents, there was a 30% amount of people who had not given to the Digital Giving Tree program or the Giving Tree program in the previous year, who did this year because of that convenience factor. So with those findings, that's what led us to move forward down this path to really develop this platform to be user-friendly and easy to use. So what's the solution? As we've spoken about, it's that digital giving tree. And that is just one facet of Shop for a Cause. That the digital giving tree is really what we're focusing on now. But this will really hopefully be a year-round initiative where you can post your physical needs. Because again, as we see these giving trends change, we're getting more into a digital world. Everyone's on their smartphones. Everyone does online shopping. Ultimately, this is here to stay. So we're trying to get on the front end. Nonprofits have a rep for always kind of being 5-10 years behind. Well, maybe this is our opportunity to kind of get on par with what's happening in the community and what's happening with society, for that matter. So the process is very simple. As David's going to show us, it is extremely, extremely simple to get your shop started in the first place, to sign up. So, ultimately, it's identifying the needs. Are you serving the needs of someone in your community? So if I'm a parish and I have a giving tree, maybe I work with St. Vincent de Paul. Maybe I work with Aid to Women's Center, First Way Pregnancy Center, and I help them fulfill their needs for the holiday season. or maybe I'm a First Wave Pregnancy Center or Age Women's Center, Boost a Foster Family, that I actually have my own needs and I can promote this to my community to kind of get that feeling of connectedness and make sure they know about those physical needs. So again, it just starts with identifying need and then building your shop. It's as simple as going through our catalog where we have hundreds of items already pre-populated that you can select from to build your shop and put those basically public to the community that you can then promote. And next part, as we've talked about, driving awareness, the communication. That is massive in this. And I think we want you to know that it's not just you driving people to the website. Here at the foundation, we are also actively promoting this to our Giving Circle members, to our donor advised fund holders. So that's another element where we're helping you build that awareness of that this community will exist going forward. And finally, once all your stuff is posted, you're live on the website, donors just come on and they browse. They may search by category, they may search by charity type. They basically may just come straight to your page if you brought them there, and they just add to cart, click a button, add to cart, and check out like they would on any other platform. So it's a very easy and convenient process, and that's really what we're going for with this. So ultimately, why should you as an organization consider using this platform? I think that's ultimately the biggest question that we're here to answer for you today is, what's the benefit of using this? Well, it's, as we've already kind of discussed, it's just a unique way to engage current supporters, maybe even lapsed supporters, to show a direct way to support the community, support your organization or the community. So again, it's just a different avenue. I think we touch on this is you always want to try and give different opportunities to the same donor base, because someone's preferences may be different than the next person's preferences in terms of how they want to participate. Some people still like that physical check that they want to hand you, and that's fantastic. But someone may want to actually do more and have more of that connection to the cause. So again, it's just an alternative way of really communicating and engaging your donors. And then also finding,
Kyle,
sure.
If I could jump in, you talked about answering participants' questions. If they have questions, how would you like them to ask those questions?
Sure. So at the end of this presentation here, we'll open up a Q&A at the end, and everyone can type them in the chat if you're comfortable, or when we go to the Q&A, feel free to turn on your mic and camera if you're so brave, and we'll answer your questions. So that next element of why you should consider using Shop for a Cause is really finding new supporters. That's a big element too, that I've already kind of touched on too, how the foundation will help promote the website itself, drive traffic towards it through donor advised fund holders and Giving Circle members. But then also when you use this as a social media tool, this will pique people's interest to actually come and check it out and potentially understand your mission and want to engage in your mission. So we've already touched on the ease of use. I think that's really important in this process, as we don't want something that is overly burdensome. And then also the communication piece and the donor stewardship. Ultimately, one of the hardest things is, how do you communicate impact? I think that's something we all struggle with, of how do you demonstrate to your supporters that you've been impactful? I know sometimes it's easier for others, but sometimes it is hard. This way, it's kind of done automatically for you, where they can understand how that good is being used, and that communication can happen through the platform as well when you mark your item as delivered. So the last thing I want to touch on here, it's free. And that's one thing from the organization's perspective. We all have different subscriptions to 100 different things. This is not one of those elements. It's something that you can use on a free basis. We don't charge you as an organization. And the reason we do that is we are a community foundation. We are here to support you, to help to support the community, right? Ultimately, we serve you, and this is something that we can do that's a supplement to your current mission that, again, helps engage current donors or attracts new donors. So why would a supporter, consider using the platform? So again, I'm not going to run through kind of the aspects I've touched on in terms of the connectedness, the visualization. That's all great and important, but there's a lot of other reasons they would consider using it too. Again, in a society where transparency and accountability is so valued, it brings that element where they know how they're spent. Because we've all heard the donors say, how much is going to administrative costs? How much is going to pay for the building? Well, that's completely necessary for any charity organization, there may be those who are more inclined to look at that direct impact perspective. So this provides, again, another avenue to accomplish that. I think it limits contact in a contactless world. This goes back to the public safety element, where some people may just not be comfortable going out in public right now. And we still see that. We still see that in the parish life. We still see that on the weekends when we're getting together with friends. Some people just aren't comfortable, and this provides that digital opportunity. Finally, while this isn't the core reason people give, it is important. There is a tax deduction that they would get using the Shop for a Cause platform. In a traditional giving tree, people, out of the kindness of their hearts, go and buy an item from the store and they just put it under the tree, no questions asked. And that's really what we're called to do. But why not have that extra motivation or extra incentive to give them a tax deduction? Because Shop for a Cause is a registered 501c3 charity, and they will handle the entire acknowledgement process on your behalf. So obviously getting in-kind gifts and those sorts of things can be complicated to acknowledge. We take care of that for you. So we talked about that pilot program, right? We didn't just dive into this thing right away and spend a bunch of time and resources to build this website what it is today. We had a very, it was a great platform, but it was not as robust as it is today. Let's put it that way. So we did have 3 parishes participate. We had two in Mesa and 1 in North Phoenix participate. And ultimately those Giving Tree pilots were very successful. We saw over 124 orders, $31,000 of goods were donated, 635 items. So this all happened in a 3-week period. So to see the engagement that happened over that 3 weeks kind of gave us a clue that we're on the right path. People are interested in this. So another finding from that survey was that 85% of people who had responded to the survey and had given in a prior year, they actually gave more. They spent more money on the Giving Tree by using this platform, because again, it gave them that 10,000-foot view of the need. Instead of pulling off, one tag off the tree, they kind of see the one item they're supposed to get and that's it. When people can see the entire picture of the need, they become more generous. I think that's just, natural human tendencies that you want to help. And the average order size was incredible to us in terms of what people were spending. And maybe that's just the society. We like the add to cart, easy checkout button. Maybe that's just how it goes now. But ultimately, we did see great participation in that sense. And you can see some pictures here from some of the needs that we accumulate in our own office, as well as that this is St. Tim's, actually, their parish in terms of what they had collected. So they had one of their largest years ever from the Giving Tree perspective. And we like to think that was a big catalyst using the Shop for a Cause platform and the digital Giving Tree. So this is us delivering some of those items. We had over 50 laptops that were purchased. Again, if you recall, a lot of the schools had gone to virtual learning, so there was a huge need for laptops, and the community stepped up. We saw a lot of laptops purchased, and that's us delivering them and all that fun stuff. And this is a video of St. Tim's. They had a lot of items received, as you can see, and this is just us walking through the various items that they had received in terms of the response. So again, it just kind of gives you a visualization as to the success that they had with their Giving Tree program, and hopefully something that you all will consider using this year as well. So what else is out there? I think ultimately that's a great question for any organization or business is, is there someone else doing this, and are they doing it effective enough that we don't necessarily need to replicate it? In this case, we found there was an opportunity. Everyone's heard of Amazon Smile. Everyone's probably familiar with GoFundMe. Donors Choose, maybe not so much in our community, but is a very big national or focuses on teachers. But ultimately, when we looked at this kind of strategic mapping position on this, ultimately do a lot of these things that they not do. And just walking through these, the physical need delivery, that's ultimately the core of the Giving Tree program, which is finding an item online, purchasing it, it gets sent to that charity. Supplier agnostic means that you're not limited just to Amazon's platform. You may need something that is specific to a parish that you can't find on Amazon, or it's a specific item you need that's not on Amazon. So we will allow you to go off Amazon, off Walmart, and using our add a product button, you can essentially request these items to be added. So it allows you to have a much wider breadth of goods that you can actually shop. Project does not exist currently. Is a feature that we're still working on and going to add in probably January 2022. Is you'll actually be able to put projects on there. So if you're building a playground, you can actually put, we need $75,000, for example, right? And you can actually do crowdfunding to get to that dollar amount, which again provides transparency, allows people to kind of see the bigger picture of what's happening in an organization. Catholic aligned, of course, we are Catholic aligned. That's part of our core values, and ultimately that's represented in terms of who we are and how we will actually present this website. From a reporting perspective, data is extremely important. Everyone, I think, is aware of that at this point, where donor data is so important that having this information available as to who purchased what, when did they purchase, how much did they purchase, might give you a clue to what their affinities are. What do they care about? How can we engage them further? So we have a robust reporting tool that's going to help you dissect this data and hopefully get meaningful information from it. Whereas a physical giving tree, you may not ever know who spent what on what. And it's again, information is power. And in this society, it's what we need to be successful. And then finally, marketing assistance. We're the only one doing that. We're going to help you with the help of Catherine. We're actually going to customize marketing material for you using some standard templates, but ultimately we got some creative ways to help you present this to your community. And again, we're here to help all the way along the way. So we're going to go into our live demo now. So I'm going to stop sharing, and David, he is going to jump on and share his screen, and he's going to give us a walkthrough of the platform, which will be available live subsequent to this call.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Colin. Before I get started, I do want to say I do feel truly blessed to be partnering with, Catholic Community Foundation and presenting to you all today. So thank you so much for obviously being here, but all that you do for the community. So appreciate the opportunity to be here. In terms of a charitable organization, signing up for Shop for a Cause couldn't be easier, as Kyle said. It's as simple as navigating to our website. On our homepage, we have two buttons, Start Shopping and Create Your Shop. Start Shopping is immediately for donors. Create Your Shop is where hopefully you all will go after this meeting, and we send out the links and marketing information. Here you'll see Make Donations or Add Our Charity. So for the users on this call, you'll go to Add Our Charity and simply fill out your information. So I'm going to go ahead and make a demo organization right now on the call to show you how easy it is. So David plus. This form will send you an email to confirm. So that should come through in a second. You'll navigate to your email and just confirm your account. And this will take you directly to a form to create your charity profile. So you'll click this button and it'll take you to this form. So this is where you'll fill out all of your core organizational information. So we'll say David's Tests. You'll type in your charity organization's URL. So we'll just say test.com for the sake of this. For address, we do use autofill from Google. So we'll say, type in my address. Please send Christmas cards if you want to take this down. I like mail. I like nice, One thing that we also provide here is the ability to upload your EIN and your IRS determination letter. This is very critical information and is required for your shop to go live. What we've done here, though, is this is optional in this aspect of the sign up process. You will be able to upload this later. So to not deter anyone from signing up, we've made this optional at this screen. And here's where you'll put a description of your organization. So we'll go test. Here's where you'll select the categories for your charity. So this is all generated from GuideStar. So you should align exactly to kind of any IRS specifications you've made already. And then here you'll upload your charity logo and profile picture. So I right away do have some quick examples. Deacon James, if all right, I'm going to use your logo and some information here just to make my life easier. CCF will be providing a background image with the email that goes out after this with a preferred background for your guys' storefronts. I'm going to use that as well. So click done. Success, go to my homepage. It'll take me back to home, view your shop rather than create your shop. And boom, your storefront is created. So easy as that. Now, I'll walk you through a few additional steps in terms of adding products and managing your actual account. So you'll see right away, you have the banner, logo, all charity information. The contact us will be the first person that signs up and registers the charity, but you are able to change this later. So for example, you can click this setting button, change any of your categories, your location, URL, contact email, or any of these other aspects. I don't need to do that, so I'm gonna hit X. So the first step, once you sign up, will obviously be adding products, right? So it's simple as come down here, click this add products button, and it'll take you to a list of our product categories and products. So as Kyle said, we do have the ability for you to request additional products in the catalog. What we've done right away is we've taken the highest donated and the most engaged products from last year's pilot, and we've taken new versions of those products and uploaded it to our system right away. So we know that these are proven products that donors are willing to purchase and donate to you. But of course, every need is different for every parish or different organization. So feel free to make requests and we can add them. The process of adding a product is really simple. You simply click it, say how many you need. I need 100 noodles because I'm a hungry boy. It'll say one product, 100 requested. Let's also add a few games of sorry because I'm a sore loser and break the board game when I lose. So we have 125 goods requested here. And if we go to our shop, we'll see sorry and the box noodles here. So if I'm a user and I've been navigated to your organization's page, this is exactly what I see. I'm able to click these products, add to cart, and check out right away, right after you go live. An important note for you additionally is if you want to edit these products, maybe remove something, you've decided to go with a specific product or something along those lines, you hit edit products, it's easy as click to remove. Really quickly though, I do want to go back and walk you through the process of requesting a product. So let's go back to the add product screen. And this request button up top is available.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Oh, all right. This request form is simply two fields. So a generic product name. What we prefer to do in most cases is use an example of a product like pacifier, not a specific brand or anything along those lines. So we can be supplier agnostic. We do understand that there are some things that are supplier specific. For example, STEM packages for sporting equipment at schools or Philips defibrillators, things like that. So if it's a specific product, we do ask that you include a URL down here with your product name. So if it's sold on, kylesbeds.com and you want a new, mattress cover, if you can include that link here so our team can go easily get that information and add it, that'd be great. Typically, we're looking at a turnaround time of a couple hours, max 24 hours to get something uploaded to the catalog. And then this will be available either for all organizations if we deem it appropriate, or if it's something specific to just your organization, we'll upload it so just you can manage it. So submit request, we'll get an email and go from there. The next step would be managing your general account. So the way that we've built Shop for a Cause, I'm actually going to sign into my main profile now. So give me 1 second. The way we've built Shop for a Cause is to enable both charities to receive donations, as well as you as an individual to contribute to your organization or any others that you see fit. So if you navigate to account settings, you'll see two different aspects in this. You'll see personal and you'll see charity if you are a part of a charity team. So the personal aspect is you as a user. So apparently my last name is Panda. Here you'll see your general profile. name, email address, birthday, profile, picture, and then an email. We also have notification and privacy preferences. I'll get to this in a little bit, but we do allow you to have insights into who is specifically donating goods to your organization. But to be compliant with, anything else on the internet right now, we do have to allow people to change settings here so that we don't share specific name information and things like that. We put it on this privacy tab. I feel very confident that you'll still receive a lot of donor information through here. We're obligated to put it to, protect everyone's privacy. If we navigate down to this charity section, this will be the organization that you'll actually affiliated with. So you'll see a few things here, right? Name, website, charity address. We added in shipping location. So the location you want your goods shipped might be different than your actual physical location. So it will default to your general location, but if needed to change, you can enter it here. Here's where you'll enter your EIN information, your description, and then again, your IRS determination letter. Again, EIN and determination letter are required for your shop to go live. After all this information has been submitted, you can hit save changes, and this button will actually say request approval. Right now, this organization is live, so it says live, so you understand your charity status. Our team will review the request for approval, and then if all the information is there, we'll push you live. Another aspect is team members. I don't have any team members right now, so this is blank. But it's as easy as if you want to invite someone else to your team to help manage your shop, type in their email here, send an invite, and they'll receive an invite to log in. The next aspect would be the personal side of donations. So again, we've built this so you can give and you can also manage a charity to receive. So what's interesting here that we've done is, Kyle mentioned requested tax donation form. That's something we're working on building out for all the individual donors. But we give a direct view into all donors, into what they've historically donated and the status of those goods. So as you can see, I've purchased 2 nail clippers for Catholic Community Foundation. Very generous giving, I know. From this standpoint, you can see that one of these goods has been processed up here or down here, it's processing still, and one of these has been delivered. So this delivered means it's an acknowledgement that the organization has received my gift of the nail clippers. From a processing standpoint, it still means it's either being ordered or shipped to the organization still. So the donors get a great aggregated view of kind of what they've done to contribute to their community. The next aspect would be for you, the organizations, and that is your organizational donation reporting. So what you'll see here is completed donations at the bottom. So these are things that have been donated in the past. And then at the top, any new donations. And you as a user, after we've delivered a good to you, can simply mark this as delivered. And a donor can see that their goods made it to your location and that you're acknowledging the receipt of them. A great thing that we've built out is an export function here too. So I'm going to switch tabs really quick. And this is an example export of what you'll see in exporting your donor information. So you'll see the order number. This is your specific charity ID. My plan is to change this to your actual organization, but if you search in your profile, you'll be able to see this as well. The status of this order. So this was obviously generated before I'm showing the screen. So we have one delivered, one processing. The donor email for who signed up, the donor name, the product donated, total amount, product count, an image of the donated good, and the order date. So you have all this information at your fingertips in the application. Let's go back here. And then again, the last tab here, at anywhere from the website, you're able to navigate to the add products to charity. We wanted to make it really easy and convenient to navigate through. So again, here, and the one thing I will point out to make things easy, I'm sure there will be some need for some type of support along the way. You know, if you want to ask us a question about the application or anything along those lines, at the bottom, we do have a contact us button. So this will just populate to an email, and then you can email myself and Kyle, and we'll engage with you right away. Our support team's always available. I'm always available. So, you know, feel free to ask any questions. We're here to help. We're here to help, you know, enable you helping your community. And that's all I have.
Excellent. Thanks a ton, David. Appreciate the walkthrough. I guess at this point, we'll have Catherine run through the marketing component. So how are we going to supplement your communications of this? And at that, I'll just pass it on to Catherine.
Hi, everyone. I am Catherine. I am the Marketing and Communication Coordinator for the Catholic Community Foundation. Because everybody see my screen okay? Great. So I'm going to be going over the marketing toolkit that everybody will be getting here after the workshop. So I'll be sending this electronically, so you have all this information to peruse through. So this is just a sample of the toolkit that everybody's going to get. You see it has the background of what the digital giving tree is, a little bit more information, what are the benefits, and then in the middle of around page 4, you'll see the start of the marketing.
Hey, Catherine, sorry to cut you off. I think you're sharing a different screen right now. Do you want to stop sharing and maybe try again on that?
Oh, sure. Technical difficulties. What about that one? Is
There we go.
that better? Okay. Marketing toolkit. You see that right there? Okay. All right. So page 4 is going to be the start of your marketing toolkit. So these are essentially all of the marketing tools that are going to be available for you to use to communicate this program out to your community. And like Kyle mentioned, the communication part is really crucial. I mean, you can have your shop up, you can have all of the items loaded into it, but if nobody knows about it, it's not going to be as successful. If they don't know how to help, they're not going to be able to help. So here's where I come in. And included in this marketing toolkit is going to be a bunch of design components, essentially templates where I can customize with your logo on there. So it'll be a fully personalized design image that you can share with the community so they can see that they are, yes, supporting your organization in this. A couple of examples of what you'll get in this is, if you're a parish, a bulletin or a flock note sort of image, you see the sample message at the bottom there. This is just information that you can use to share with your community to help educate. The next one would be a social media post with a sample post messaging that you can also use, as well as the website banner. I do want to stress that when you do implement these digital designs, you want to make sure that you embed the URL to your custom store. And this is something that I can help you with. Please feel free to reach out so I can walk you through any sort of questions that you may have to help market to your community. But it's just something that's really crucial that you need to remember to do when you're doing online embedding. And next thing that we want to stress is, if anybody has a physical giving tree already in place, this is not meant to replace your program. This is more to enhance your program. So you can definitely do both at the same time. So what we have here is a sample sticker almost. So if you have a physical tree, let's say in your lobby, you can print out these stickers that have the QR code that goes straight to your shop's URL or webpage. So you can easily load your items onto your webpage. Print out or use the sticker template, print out the stickers and tag them onto your tree so that people can still see that, yes, you have your physical giving tree in your store, but that they can simply and easily shop online still and give and help. I think that's a really great feature. We're actually thinking about doing it here in the building of our, in the lobby of our building here. So I think it's a great idea. The last piece that we have here is a flyer. It's a physical flyer template. This is just something that you can load into bulletins. You can print out and give to anybody that comes into your organization. You can mail this out. So it's going to have all the information on there as well as the URL or the QR code that people can go to your custom store. The last item here is sample messaging. So this is just, again, to help communicate and educate just a little bit about what the Giving Tree is. Feel free to copy and paste this into any sort of mailer, or email, or bulletin, or anything like that that you want to use to communicate. And then the last is just a wrap up. Best practices: start early. So get your shop up and running as soon as you can. You know, the earlier the people can see and start browsing, the better response you're going to get. Communicate. This is a really crucial part of it. Again, you know, you can have your store up, but if nobody knows about it, they're not going to know how to help. And then repeat. So keep your store up to date, load things as they come in, as the need comes in, stay engaged with your community, communicate. I think if anybody knows the value of 3 or the value of 7 in marketing. So somebody needs to see something on an average of 7 times to be able to act upon it. So stay engaged with your community in terms of communication. Put it in your bulletins every week. Put it on social media every week. Just make sure you really communicate that out and answer any questions for anybody. And I think that is it on my end.
All right, thank you, Catherine. Good, okay. Just want to verify everyone can see my screen. Good, okay. So again, thank you, Catherine. Thank you, David. Appreciate that. Ultimately, I think the message from both of these is that if you run into any issues from a technical standpoint, opening your shop all the way through communicating, that's what we are. We're full service, and we're going to help you guys be successful. And anything we can do to help, just don't hesitate to reach out. Let's see. So next steps. So what's going to happen after this call here today is we're going to send an email to each of you who signed up. And I know we have a large amount of people who could not attend today that we'll be sending this presentation to. So we'll be sending a link to this workshop so you can come back and reference it if needed. We'll be sending out this slide deck, and then also that marketing toolkit that Catherine had mentioned. Ultimately, that marketing toolkit will not be customized when you receive it. Upon request, please respond to Catherine, and she will create all of your custom items and add it to a Dropbox that you will then have access to, and basically shared access with Catherine in case you need custom designs or you need updates, whatever it may be. But ultimately, just follow up with us if you want that customized package. And then from there, sign up for your accounts. I think it's, as David showed, it's a very quick process, very easy process. And if you run into issues, let us know. And then to go live on your account. So obviously identify your needs, add those items to your shop. Make sure you kind of do those back end items that we're required to do, such as your IRS determination letter. I know some parishes may not have that. So if that's the case, please reach out and we can obviously rectify that. And then from there, market. That's the biggest thing, especially with we really love that QR code idea of if your traditional Giving Tree may still have an ornament, a paper ornament, stick that in the back. I mean, it gives people that opportunity to participate if they forgot to go do it themselves, or if they, ultimately just can't do it, make it to the store. So start promoting. It's huge. Ultimately, we're really excited for this and hope that success from last year carries over. And stay tuned for the project updates, as we'll be releasing more information as soon as adding projects to your store becomes available. So we did also include within this presentation some frequently asked questions, just brainstorming what are some questions that might come up from people when they're thinking about Shop for a Cause, the foundation, how it works. So I'm not going to run through these now in detail, but what I do want to do is open the floor for any questions. Feel free to type them into the chat. Feel free to turn on your mic, and we'll do our best to answer your question.
We did get 2 great questions already, Kyle. The first one is, what is the process of buying and delivering the goods after a donor makes a purchase? I'm happy to take that one, Kyle, unless you want to.
Go for it.
Perfect. So the way Shop for a Cause works in terms of the pricing on our website is we aggregate generic products of the same kind from multiple different e-tailers or retailers. And what we do after someone purchases an order is we go to those retailers and we purchase the product based on either pricing or availability alignment. And then from there, we ship it directly to whatever your organization's shipping location would be, if you've updated that. So if you're familiar with a drop shipping model, it's essentially user places order, we go out, source that product and ship it directly to you.
Right. Yeah. So as the organization or charity with the shop, you ultimately do nothing. You basically wait for the goods to come once you've established your shop.
Yep. The next question was around during the initial test period, how much web traffic did the website generate? I don't have that off the top of my head. Levi, I am happy to pull that Google Analytics data and get back to you. It is something that we're tracking pretty heavily on the new site. We've upgraded our Google tags and so on, so we'll be a little bit more well-equipped to track users and so on in the future, but I'm happy to get that information and get it back to you. If we did this last year, do we still create a charity new account and add our charity? So yes, this, as Kyle said, this is a new platform entirely, a much more robust platform than you experienced last year, where you actually do have control over your products and so on. As most of you know, last year it was sending a list to Kyle and I was uploading them to your storefront and doing a bunch of other stuff. So it's now all in one solution where you can do it all on your own. So you'll still have to follow the process to sign up and add a new organization. What you can do though is, if you have lists of products that you don't see on the website and you still have need for them, you can send us over that Excel document that you submitted last year to Kyle, and we can get those uploaded to our system. And the last one, how often do you ship? So I think this is dependent on organizational preference. We try to bulk all shipments for an organization, so you receive one package. That's what we tried to do last year. I think this is something that will probably work with everyone.
Yeah, I know. That was a bit of a learning experience for us last year. I think I remember Lisa over at St. Tim's, it's like we were getting deliveries every day. And that was kind of the hint of like, maybe we should do bulk orders once a week, for example. So again, that was part of that pilot process that we worked out some of those kinks. So we know try and do bulk orders as opposed to ordering on a daily basis.
Yeah. And Kyle, the last question's for you.
What's that, Dave? Can you read it?
Will CCF be posting the participating organizations on their website during the holidays?
Absolutely. So we will be promoting this to all of our fund holders. Last year we did mailings surrounding it. We did specific asks to individual donors to go and check it out. So we are actively promoting this, social media, physical mailings, all that sort of stuff. So again, there's that added benefit of getting exposure. And what we do find is sometimes there's that cross-pollination where someone maybe their community's needs can be met and they may go to a different community because they can explore by charity or organization. And, there's opportunity to maybe get individuals who are not part of your current community. So it's an added benefit.
I do have a question, just to confirm, gentlemen, when an item is purchased, the organization will know it's been purchased, correct? They will have that transparency there.
That is correct. It'll be in their reporting views where they will see all of those. And I think one thing David maybe did not mention was that as the charity, when it is received by you, you would actually go on the website and mark it as received. That's one of those things that creates that trigger then that the donor will know, oh, it actually has been received by the charity or organization that we meant it for. So that's part of one of the jobs of the receiving organizations who shop is to mark as received, because that's the trigger then to get that heads up. Any other questions from the group? Well, that's great. I see we're about 10 minutes early. So if you guys do have any other questions, please feel free to either follow up via email to David, myself, Catherine, Deacon James. We're happy to answer any questions you might have. But on this slide deck that we'll be sending out, here's our specific contact informations. David's will include also when we send the follow-up email. So, reach out to us. And like I said, we really hope you plan to participate this year and maybe going forward. So thank you everyone for attending.
God bless you all for attending. Reach out to us. Thank you.